Grandma, get out the rye, bread, and mustard. It's a grand salami time. Cal Raleigh gets the job done in the bottom of the ninth inning. He hits a go-ahead, game-winning grand slam, turns off the lights at T-Mobile Park. The Mariners with a come-from-behind win against the Chicago White Sox, 8-4. This is your Mariners NW Sportscast post-game show. Wow, what a win for the Seattle Mariners. A huge win coming off that Royals series where you lose 2 of 3. You do get that last one, but then you come and play a really bad White Sox team. And when I say bad, I mean really bad. They're 17-49 coming into this game. And you immediately, the offense is just stagnant. It was unable to get going. Credit to Logan Gilbert, held the White Sox at bay for most of the game. But then finally, the Chicago started to kind of get going there. Put up 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, and 1 in the 8th. And now all of a sudden, at the end of the top of the 8th, you find yourself down 4-0 against the worst team in baseball. Your offense has done nothing, and I was ready to come to this post-game show and just complain about the offense once again. A riddle that has been told all season long has been how pathetic this offense has been at stretches in the season. And it looked like this was going to be another time I was going to say that. But then the bottom of the 8th rolls around and the Mariners find a way to put up 4 runs. And bases loaded, nobody out to Julio. He strikes out because, of course, Cal Raleigh, he strikes out as well on an outside pitch. The umpiring was terrible all game long. I'll talk about that a little bit more. Scott Service, Cal Raleigh, all of them were chirping the umps towards the end of the game, and for a good reason. A lot of borderline calls went the White Sox way tonight. So then you find yourself with 2 outs, bases loaded. You have arguably your 2 best hitters up, and they both strike out in the biggest moment in the bottom of the 8th. It looks like all hope is lost, but then Mitch Haniger gets the job done. A looping single into right field, I believe. I was listening on the radio. But that scores a couple, and then Luke Raley, a perfectly laid down bunt. And the Mariners, they get the job done in that bottom of the 8th. They find a way to just crawl back, and they figure it out. And then Tyler Locklear gets a hit, and all of a sudden, Dom Canzone started the 8th with the first pitch home run, so it was 4-1, and then that whole saga unfolded in the bottom of the 8th. So now you find yourself 4-4 going into the top of the 9th, and who else but Ryan Stanek come in? So Stanek comes in, a tie ball game at home against the White Sox. Usually that's a spot for Andres Munoz. So this kind of tells me that Andres Munoz, even though he's not on the IL, was not ready to pitch today, even though some reports said that Munoz was good to go. I believe it probably they really wanted to leave him resting another day. So Ryan Stanek comes in and he works himself out of, I believe it was a bases loaded jam, 2 outs, gets the strike 3 call, strikes out the side, but barely survives that top of the 9th, and then the bottom of the 9th gets going, and what a fun inning this was. Runners on first and second to Julio Rodriguez, and he hits one of the hardest balls I've seen him hit all year, and that's telling a lot, but it's a hard hit right in front of an outfielder who gets it in quickly. So now you have bases loaded to Cal Raleigh, and Cal knows what to do in clutch situations. You've seen it over and over again. You see him being able to, break the drought a couple of years ago. You've seen it constantly last year. A couple times this year he's done it. And then bases loaded, Cal Raleigh takes one deep right field. A grand slam gets the Mariners this win. 8-4 is your final score. And oh my, was this a fun game to watch in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. That first 6, not great, not going to lie. But that first 7, honestly, not great. But then the 8th and 9th inning, super, super fun. Electric baseball. It's exactly what you want. We're starting to get into the thick of the season for sure. Getting to the dog days of July and August coming up in theaters near you pretty soon. But the Mariners, They're now 8 games above 500, and all of a sudden, Royals series that kind of looked like a missed opportunity, because it was. They lose 2 of 3 there in games they could have won all 3. They now bounce back and they steal a game against the White Sox. So let's talk about Logan Gilbert a little bit before I jump out of this post-game show. Logan Gilbert goes 6 2/3, gives up 6 hits, the 3 earned runs in the 6th and 7th inning, and 8 strikeouts. And Logan Gilbert, all things said, was really good today. Obviously had a few struggles in that 6th inning, but that's bound to happen. And really, this again comes back to the offense. A pitcher is way more likely to give up those late runs towards the end of his start when he looks up at the scoreboard and sees a 0 what his offense has given him. If it's 0-0, a pitcher's just his mentality is, I can't give up a run. I can't give up a run. It's just the mindset completely shifts. It's like when you go into a test and you need that 100 to get that A. Now all of a sudden, anything but an 100 is an absolute failure, and you make little mistakes. You put too much pressure on yourself. You feel the need to be perfect because you have to be. And Logan Gilbert, I think, kind of got into that a little bit too much in the 6th and 7th inning. I thought that he was kind of trying to do a little bit too much there. And the White Sox, a bad baseball team, but still MLB-level players, they get to him in those 2 innings, and he ends up giving up the 3 earned runs. But, again, credit to Logan Gilbert. Put the Mariners in this baseball game, not just put them in it, was throwing a gem until that 6th inning and had 8 strikeouts. So Logan Gilbert, all things said, had a great start. So good for Gilbert. He gets out of it again, 6 2/3. Matt Bowman comes in for his first Mariner appearance. He goes 2/3 innings, gives up the hit and an earned run, and from there on out, the bullpen is pretty clean. Kirby Snead goes 2/3, not a hit, not an earned run, and then Ryan Stanek gives up the 2 hits in that top of the 9th. But again, the 3 strikeouts. The strikes out the side in the top of the 9th, and again, gives the Mariners an opportunity. And that's kind of what this pitching staff has been doing all season long. It's just been giving the Mariners offense opportunities to go win ball games. And that's kind of all the pitching can do. You can have the best pitching staff in the league, but really it still does come back to the offense. You put offense in position to win ball games, and then they have to get it done. And tonight, the Mariners just barely did that. Look, Logan Gilbert said, look, Mariners, I'm giving you a chance here. And they didn't take advantage of it, but eventually they do indeed get it done. So we got another game tomorrow against the White Sox. We got 6:40 p.m. We'll see who the Mariners will be pitching next. Shoot, I'm trying to think of who the Mariners will be throwing next time, because I want to give you guys a little bit of a preview on that. But I've been in Europe. I've been all over the place. My first day back here in Washington State. So I'm a little bit thrown off right now. Sorry about that, guys. But I'm trying to find the next pitching matchup for you guys. Either way, it'll be a game the Mariners really should win against a White Sox team that, again, is really bad. They now have 50 losses on the year. This team is abysmal. Obviously, you have that 13-game losing streak a little bit ago that was broken up. But they did win 2 of 3 going into this game against Seattle. So good thing that the Mariners won this one and kind of put them back in their place as a bad team. For some reason, I cannot find who's pitching tomorrow. My apologies. I'm guessing, if I'm trying to think back, Bryce Miller pitched, Luis Castillo pitched, maybe like Torturi pitched. I'm thinking of Brian Wu probably is tomorrow. So if it is Brian Wu, he's been rolling. So Wu Day, maybe he's our ace after all. We're going to throw him out there. I think it is Wu. So he should be able to dice up this Chicago White Sox. Knock on wood. let's look a quick look at the standings before I get you guys out of here. Mariners are 38-30. They're now 5.5 games up on the Rangers, who are 31-34. As the second place team in the AL West, the Rangers are still 3 games below 500. Second place in the AL West. Behind them is the Astros, who are 7 back on the Mariners, the Angels 11.5, and the A's are 12 flat back. The Mariners have a 7-3 record in their last 10 games, looking really, really good. An interesting split. The Mariners playing really, really well at home right now, 22-11 on the season. Away, just 16-19. So the Mariners seem to definitely have a little bit of an incremental advantage at home versus away. If you look at the American League East, you got the Yankees, you got the Orioles. They're both rolling. The Orioles currently hold, that number 1 wild card spot. And then you go to the American League Central, and the Royals have a leg up on the Mariners. They also have that tiebreaker, so they hold that second wild card spot. But let's say the Rangers for some reason were above the Mariners. The Mariners would still be in the playoffs as that third wild card spot as of right now, because the Twins have been falling a little bit cold as of late. They're 4-6 of their last 10. They're now just 35-31 compared to the Mariners 38-30. So whatever way you slice it, the Mariners are in the playoff as of June 10th. The Mariners, they're going to the playoffs, so let's hope that can continue. A big win against the White Sox, a really easy schedule in the month of June from here on out for the Mariners, so hopefully they can capitalize. This is the NW Sportscast Mariners postgame show. Cal, Raleigh, grand salami time. What a win for the Mariners. Come from behind, fun, electric, all the fun adjectives you want to use. That is what this game had for you guys. Thank you so much for listening, watching, whatever you're doing. If you're all the way at the end of the video, you must have liked a little bit. You're about to click away. I saw you were about to click away. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe before you do. Really helps us out. We're trying to get to 700 subscribers very, very shortly. We're at 670 right now. Been making a lot of YouTube shorts, some funny content, so go check that out as well. And the daily post-game shows should be back up and rolling on a more consistent basis. Now me and I'm home, and Levi will be home in a few days. So now both of us will be getting home. It'll be way more consistent. We were in Europe for the last few weeks, and even in Europe, we did our best. So cut us some slack. All right, thank you guys. See you later. This is the NW Sportscast. Catch you.